Garnet. As they bumbled their way through the mission, they were accidentally joined by Garnet's stalwart protector Steiner and the befuddled black mage Vivi. Through the trials that followed, they enlisted the talents of the stoic dragoon Freya, the effervescent summoner Aiko, the enigmatic gourmand Quina, and the brooding bounty hunter Amarant. They also got occasional assistance from Beatrix, a general to the army of Alexandria, and various members of Tantalus, Zidane's performing pals. Cid got promoted to a royal position in 9 as the regent and ruler of Lindblum. He appeared to the party in Oglop form after being cursed by his wife Hilda. Cid revealed he was the one who ordered Tantalus to kidnap the princess to protect her from the unexplained actions of her mother, Queen Braun. The squad engineer helped the party board the Blue Narcissus when both of their airships barely made it back to the ground in one piece. The team took back the skies on Cid's latest invention, the Hildegard III, and even stole the enemy's craft, the Invincible. They also traveled by air trolley and even underground spider in 2 ancient transit systems called the Gargan and Fossil Rue. The plot in 9 was not only filled with numerous references to the 2 sprite generations, it almost felt like a direct sequel to the original NES adventure. It was revealed the story's fatalistic villain Kuja came from another world called Terra. To reach this dimension and discover its secrets, you had to travel to 4 elemental shrines. Their protectors, Malorus, Tiamat, Kraken, and Lich, are unmistakable allusions to the fiends from Final Fantasy I. Even the time-traveling antagonist from the first game made a comeback, as a Darth Vader-esque Garland was unmasked as the architect of the world's demise. His dreamlike realm was called Pandemonium, which was the Emperor's end zone in Final Fantasy II. Crystals also returned, and their themes were fused with the series' first mention of Gaia as the name of the planet. 9 primarily dealt with its lead characters battling with issues of identity. Garnet had the weight of a kingdom on her inexperienced shoulders, and Vivi came to terms with his own creation and inevitable death. Even Kuja wrestles with intense feelings of powerlessness. In addition to conceptual reference, there are also many specific nods to its predecessors. Hilda bears a resemblance to the Final Fantasy II queen. Dagger dons a white mage's robe, the dwarves shout out a somewhat familiar greeting, the battle line went back to 4, and you could attempt to buy a number of classic trinkets at the Treno auction house, such as Yuna's mirror. The ability system in 9 was considerably streamlined in comparison to the complexities of 8, and reflected the systems Ito had previously implemented. Much like with Espers, characters in 9 learned their abilities by equipping some sort of item that accrued ability points per battle. Once the skills were learned, the item could be swapped out and the character would still be able to use the ability. Any equipment slot now had the capacity to teach these talents, and they became usable by the character the moment the item was assigned. Items taught different characters varied abilities. Much like Final Fantasy IV, each hero in 9 was clearly intended for a particular job. Their personal traits reflected these roles. Some were shared by multiple characters, and some were unique. In addition, not all the abilities could be active at once, allowing the player to be more or less effective by assembling the proper combination of attributes for each upcoming task. The limit break concept from 7 made a comeback when party members entered trance mode by reaching the end of their damage bar. Zidane was the only warrior who could choose from a list of attacks while tranced, as the others received a brief boost, strengthening their attack power or allowing them to act more than once. Unlike limit breaks, these bonuses couldn't be saved and carried over to another encounter. Summons were dubbed Eidolons in 9, and their callers originated from a lost village, similar to Rydia's hometown in 4. Replicating 8's grid-based card diversion, 9 let you challenge multiple characters to a bout of Tetramaster. Unlike 8, the game within a game became a necessary objective that pit you against the sport's champion, Sailor Aaron. After you became the new Tetramaster, Aaron was revealed as the pilot of your first airship. 9 also introduced the Final Fantasy audience to a strange internet support system called Play Online. Originally conceived to interact with Final Fantasy X, Play Online developed into an online add-on for Brady Games' strategy guide. This proved to be a poorly thought out idea. Many fans that purchased it felt cheated because of the lack of printed information. Today, Play Online serves as the communication hub for Square's internet services, including Final Fantasy XI and Tetramaster. Although 9 received critical acclaim, it was faced with mixed feelings from fans. While elder players looked upon it with warm nostalgia, the younger set simply didn't get it. Nevertheless, Sakaguchi has stated several times that Final Fantasy IX is his personal favorite. Join us next week when the faces of Square's fantasies are finally given a voice.
You understand me?
And the only direct console sequel in the franchise makes its mark.